Okay, we begin another week. Baruch Hashem. We're learning 5 minutes of tefillah, and we're going to be wrapping up chilui, the type of tefillah. This has been a lengthy one. Chilui means making an appeal, meaning to be found favorable in the eyes of Hashem, arguing our case, as we'll see. And then there's going to be a little bit of an addendum that he's going to throw in here that we'll probably maybe touch upon today and deal with tomorrow. But today he quotes a very famous pasuk. Va'ani tefilasi l'cha Hashem Yisrael. Says David HaMelech, and my tefillah should be before Hashem as an Eis Ratzon. And explains of Shimshon Pincus a concept that I'm sure many of us know, that not all times are equal with regards to tefillah. There are times that are more miyuchad, that are more auspicious, more particular for davening. We know, as the pasuk says, Dirshu Hashem bihimatzai kira'uhu b'yosei, a pasuk that we know Elul time is referring that Elul, during Elul Hashem is found, but it says of Shimshon Pincus, in reality this is not just Elul. There are certain specific times that actions bring Hashem closer and thereby allow our tefillahs to be more heard by Hashem, to have more potency. And what is the time that he's referring to over here? He's referring to the time of the siyum hashlamas of a mitzvah. When one completes doing a mitzvah, the sharei shamayim are psuchim, the gates of heaven are opened up. He's close to Hashem to accept his tefillah at that such an incredible moment. And he explains that we find that such a mitzvah is vidui meiser, that we learn in the Tosefta that after one takes off his appropriate meiserais, he is able to talk to Hashem and ask Hashem for that which he wants. The Gemara in Baba Basra teaches us, Rav Elazar would give a pruta to Anani, and then he would daven, and he would say, because Ani b'tzedek echazeh panecha, that Hashem is found within tzedakah. So after you give the tzedakah, then Hashem is found. I think the story is either with the Samar Rebbe or the Belzer Rebbe, I don't remember, that they one time complained, there's so many collectors, we can't daven. And he responded, who's to say that your tefillah is only being accepted because of all the tzedakah that you're given? And that's really what we're discussing over here, that at the moment of doing a mitzvah, one is close to Hashem, and thereby his tefillah will be niskabel. And he says that after doing any mitzvah, it's not just tzedakah, really any mitzvah is a time of kirva, time of closeness to Hashem, which opens up these gates of heaven and allows one to be able to talk, to daven, to ask for everything he needs. With this, we explain the famous minhag of Klal Yisrael, which us men were able to taste a little bit just last week on Chanukah, which is that a woman, after she lights candles on a Friday night, she davens v'zakeni, she davens for banim talmidei chachamim. Why? Why now? Because you lit candles? The answer is because you did a mitzvah. Okay, there's particular importance to the mitzvah of Shabbos candles at Lakas neighbors, but it's any mitzvah. You do a mitzvah, you have that kirva, that closeness to Hashem. We had that last week with the Menorah, and that's why it's brought down that it's a auspicious time to daven. It says of Shimshon Pincus, Ma'oid Kidai, it's very worthwhile, lachatoif, to grab Rega nifla hazeh, this wondrous moment, and have a short tefillah whenever you do a mitzvah. Maybe it's a chesed one does. Maybe it's a kibbut av one does. Maybe it's when one gives tzedakah, one goes out of their comfort zone to do something that they don't want to do. Anytime someone learns something when he's not in the mood, he does a mitzvah. You follow the mitzvah, realize it's a moment of extreme kirva to Hashem. Utilize that moment. And with this, he wraps up this topic of chilui, and he explains that the past few days we've been talking about different ways to be found chilui favorable in the eyes of Hashem. Today we spoke about giving tzedakah and davening, doing mitzvahs and davening, the koyach of the tzibur. We spoke about that one's tefillah could be incredible, but then the Yaakov Avinu, the choicest of the avos, and yet he still wanted the tzibur, the koyach of the tzibur, to elevate your tefillah, the koyach of the avos. And of course, he says these are very deep topics that have deep explanations, but even on the surface, we can understand the words of Chazal that these are all different ways that bring out the incredible koyach otzum of opening the Shari Shamayim. Siyat Shemaya, we should utilize all the ways, and tomorrow we'll learn this little addendum to Chilui.